Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Today we're going to do a Bitcoin forecast because people always ask me which way do I think it's going to go, up or down. We are at about 11,370 right now, at least according to CMC, and I have both Trading Charts Technicals and CMC Graph up, and we're actually going to analyze a little bit the charts. Now, this is not financial advice. You ask like 10 different TA people, they'll say like 10 different things, but this is very simple. I don't use as many indicators as most TA people do. But one of my favorite links to look at is the 7-day chart. It's not too long and it's not too short, and it gives you a decent indicator of how Bitcoin is sort of going. So as you can see on the 7-day chart, we just fell down a lot straight from here. It was basically a straight drop from 11,800 to 11,300. Yesterday, a lot of people asked me at 11,800 whether it was going to go up or down, and I said it's more likely to go down than up. Obviously, you can't be 100% sure because Bitcoin can do weird things. But at this point, my view of Bitcoin still has not changed on the direction it's going. I still think at this point it's more likely to go down below 11,000 than to rise above 12,000 at this point. And the reason is we haven't seen a research in the last since this happened, we haven't really seen a resurgence that would indicate a reversal of the trend. If you look at the volume, which I actually do look at in terms of momentum, you can see that when it actually went up, you can see a clear bump in traffic to the higher level, and it kind of sustained for a while until the volume still slowly came down. And finally today, it kind of dipped at the sudden dip in volume. Now it has gone up since then, but it's still less than what it was before. And the volume right now, I can't tell on the 7-day if it's kind of rising or falling, but even if it's rising, it's not rising quite enough for me to say the trend has reversed. And obviously, if you look at the 1-day graph, it's still slightly downward. We'd had a giant thing here, but if you just look at the trend after the graph, it's still slightly downward. So based on that, despite I think maybe slightly increasing volume, well, no, okay, it actually increased until about here, and then it started decreasing again. So volume is consistent, maybe slightly downward on the last hour or so. And if you look at the tops, like here or here, we're still establishing lower tops and lower bottoms on the 1-day graph. So if you look at that, I still think we are on our way down more than on our way up, and I would say we are maybe 75% likely to go below 11,000 rather than to surge above 12,000. So based on what I'm reading on the graph, both on the 7-day and the 1-day, I still think we are in a downward trajectory for the week and for the day. If you actually look at some of the indicators from TradingView, I still think I pay most attention to the stochastic RSI if it's sell or buy, and it's not neutral right now. It's still sell, and the stochastic %K is still sell as well. So even though they say the momentum, the awesome oscillator, and the MACD level is buy, I still think it's more of a sell. Moving average, obviously, that's going to be more affected by the weekly trend, and since we've actually been up since the beginning of the week, it's probably going to be buy. And same thing with the summary and oscillators. But for me, the RSI is probably more important, and it actually flashes sell as well. And I would say it's mostly sell for me right now, in terms of what Bitcoin's actually going to do over the next day or two. It could reverse easily in a day or two, but I would say it's much more likely that it goes below 11,000 than rise above 12,000 based on the 1-day and 7-day indicators. Monthly indicators, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, monthly indicators, you'd still say it's going up, but on the daily and weekly indicators, in the next few days, I would say it's much more likely to drop down to maybe 10,800 than rise above 12,000. So that's my analysis based on the 1-day and 7-day graph and the stochastic oscillator. The stochastic RSI, which is flashing a sell sign. So that is the analysis for today. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you agree or disagree with me, thank you and have a nice day.